Have you noticed your legs feeling weaker lately? Maybe climbing stairs feels like a chore, or you get tired just walking across the room. You might think, well, that's just part of getting older, but what if I told you that's not the full story? Muscle weakness after 60 isn't just about aging. It could be a warning sign of something more serious, even dangerous. Imagine this. Simple tasks like getting out of a chair or carrying groceries could one day feel impossible. But here's the plot twist. What if I told you the foods you've trusted for years might actually be making things worse? Yes, some healthy foods might be secretly robbing your strength. Stick with me, because in today's video we're uncovering the 9 essential foods that can help you regain your strength. And we'll also reveal the surprising truth about foods you thought were safe but could be doing more harm than good. I know that might sound surprising, maybe even a little unsettling. But the truth is, many of us have been misled about what's truly healthy for our bodies as we age. You see, muscle weakness isn't just a natural part of getting older. It's often the result of silent changes happening inside our bodies, changes we can actually control if we know what to look out for. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt frustrated because your body doesn't do what it used to? Maybe you've noticed that standing up from a chair takes more effort, or carrying the laundry basket feels heavier than it did a few years ago. You're not imagining it. After the age of 30, we all start to lose muscle mass, about 3% to 8% every decade. By the time we hit 60, this process speeds up, leading to something doctors call sarcopenia, a fancy term for age-related muscle loss. But here's the thing. Sarcopenia isn't just about feeling a little weaker. It's a silent thief that can steal your independence. Tasks you once did without thinking, walking, lifting, even just balancing, can become difficult, and that can lead to serious consequences. Weak muscles increase your risk of falls, fractures, and even hospitalizations. And let's be honest, no one wants to feel like they have to rely on others for basic things. That loss of independence? That's what really hurts. Now here's where it gets even more concerning. You might think, okay, I just need to exercise more, right? And while exercise is important, it's only one piece of the puzzle. The bigger issue? Nutrition. Many of us don't realize that as we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing the nutrients we need to stay strong. Our metabolism slows down, and hormones like testosterone and estrogen, which help maintain muscle, start to drop. Plus, the body's ability to process protein decreases, meaning even if you're eating enough, you might not be using it effectively. And here's where the real twist comes in. Some of the foods you've been told are good for you might actually be speeding up muscle loss. Yes, you heard that right. Foods that were once staples in your diet could be sabotaging your strength. But don't worry, I'm not here just to give you bad news. I'm here to help you fight back. I want to share a story with you about my patient, Martha. She's 68, and for years she thought she was doing everything right. She ate her whole grains, limited her fats, and even cut back on red meat because she thought it was bad for her heart. But despite all that, she found herself feeling weaker and more tired with each passing year. Climbing stairs became exhausting, and she started avoiding outings with her friends because she was afraid she wouldn't be able to keep up. When Martha came to see me, she was frustrated. "I'm doing everything they say I should," she told me, "but I just keep getting weaker." So we took a closer look at her diet. What we found shocked her, and it might shock you too. Some of those healthy choices, like cutting back on protein and avoiding certain fats, were actually contributing to her muscle loss. Once we made some simple adjustments, adding the right kinds of protein, reintroducing healthy fats, and focusing on nutrient-dense foods, Martha's energy levels skyrocketed. Within just a few months, she was back to walking with her friends, climbing stairs without fear, and feeling like herself again. That's the power of understanding what your body really needs. And that's exactly what I want to share with you today. So, if you've been feeling like Martha, doing everything right, but still feeling weaker, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not powerless. There are 9 essential foods that can help you regain your strength and protect your muscles. But here's the kicker. Not all of them are what you'd expect. In fact, one of them might be something you've been avoiding for years, thinking it was unhealthy. Before we dive into the list, I want you to take a moment and think about your own life. Have you noticed changes in your strength or energy? Are there activities you used to enjoy that now feel out of reach? Maybe it's gardening, playing with your grandkids, or even just taking a leisurely walk without feeling exhausted. These changes don't have to be permanent. And here's an even more surprising fact. Muscle weakness isn't just about feeling tired or unsteady. It can actually affect your overall health in ways you might not expect. Weak muscles can lead to osteoporosis, a condition where your bones become brittle and more likely to break. They can also affect your immune system, making it harder for your body to fight off infections. And perhaps most surprisingly, muscle loss can even increase your risk of diabetes, because muscles play a crucial role in regulating your blood sugar levels. So, when we talk about muscle health, we're not just talking about feeling strong, we're talking about protecting your entire body from serious health risks. I know all of this might feel overwhelming, but here's the good news. You have more control over this process than you think. And it all starts with what you put on your plate. By making some simple, strategic changes to your diet, you can not only stop muscle loss, you can actually reverse it. In just a moment, I'm going to share the 9 foods that can help you do exactly that. Some of them might surprise you, and one in particular is probably sitting in your kitchen right now, even though you've been told to avoid it for years. But before we get into that, I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any changes in your strength or energy recently? Drop a comment below and share your experience. It helps me understand what topics are most helpful for you, and it's a great way to connect with others going through the same thing. Alright, are you ready to take back control of your strength and feel like yourself again? Let's dive into the first food on our list. It's something simple, affordable, and incredibly powerful for rebuilding muscle. And trust me, it's not what you expect. Let's start with something simple: eggs. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Eggs? Really? Aren't they bad for my cholesterol? That's exactly the kind of outdated advice that's been holding people back from better health. For years, we were told to fear eggs because of their cholesterol content, but here's the plot twist. Modern research shows that for most people, eggs don't raise harmful cholesterol levels. In fact, they can even improve your good cholesterol while providing critical nutrients your muscles need to thrive. Each egg is packed with about 6 grams of complete protein, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids your body needs to build and repair muscle. But the real star here is leucine, an amino acid that triggers muscle growth. It's like flipping a switch in your body that says, "Hey, let's get stronger." Leucine is essential because as we age, our bodies become less responsive to the usual signals for muscle growth. Adding leucine-rich foods like eggs helps counteract that. And here's another surprise: egg yolks aren't the villain you've been led to believe. While many people throw out the yolk to avoid fat, that bright yellow center is actually where most of the vitamins and minerals live. Like vitamin D, crucial for muscle function and bone health, and choline, which supports brain health. So, tossing the yolk? You're throwing away the best part. Let me share a quick story about Jim, a 72-year-old retired teacher. For years, Jim avoided eggs, thinking he was protecting his heart. But despite his so-called healthy diet, he kept feeling weaker. Climbing stairs felt like a workout, and carrying groceries became a struggle. Finally, after a little convincing, Jim added 2 eggs back into his breakfast routine. Within just a few weeks, he felt his energy coming back. Not only did he regain his strength, but his cholesterol numbers? They improved. The takeaway? Sometimes the foods we've been told to fear are actually the ones that can save us. So next time you crack an egg, remember, you're not just making breakfast, you're reclaiming your strength one bite at a time. Next up, omega-3 rich foods, especially fatty fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and even tuna. Now here's where the controversy kicks in. For decades, we've been told that fat is bad. Remember the low-fat craze of the 80s and 90s? People were swapping butter for margarine, ditching fatty fish, and loading up on fat-free snacks that were packed with sugar instead. But here's the plot twist. That advice might have done more harm than good, especially when it comes to your muscle health. You see, omega-3 fatty acids aren't just good for your heart. They're essential for keeping your muscles strong as you age. They help reduce inflammation in the body, which is a silent culprit behind muscle breakdown. Inflammation doesn't just make your joints ache, it actually accelerates muscle loss, making you weaker over time. And here's the kicker. If you've been avoiding fatty foods to protect your heart, you might be increasing your risk of muscle weakness, frailty, and even falls. Let me share a story about Linda, a 65-year-old who thought she was doing everything right. She avoided fatty foods, stuck to lean meats, and loaded up on whole grains. But despite her efforts, she felt sluggish, her muscles were weak, and she started having trouble with simple tasks like getting up from the couch. When we looked at her diet, it was clear. She was missing the healthy fats her body desperately needed. After adding salmon and even inexpensive canned sardines into her weekly meals, Linda noticed a dramatic change. Her strength came back and she felt sharper mentally too. And if you're worried about cost or access to fresh fish, here's the good news. Canned sardines are just as powerful as fresh fish, and they're budget-friendly. Plus, they're packed with calcium and vitamin D, giving you a double boost for both muscles and bones. So, the next time someone tells you to cut out fat, remember this: not all fats are created equal. Omega-3s are the kind of fat your muscles are begging for. Don't let outdated advice keep you from feeling your best. Let's talk about lean meats: chicken, turkey, lean beef, and pork. You might think, I already eat some protein, so I'm fine, right? But here's the plot twist. Not all proteins are created equal, and some of the diet advice you've been following might actually be making you weaker instead of stronger. For years, we've been told to cut back on red meat to protect our hearts. Doctors, nutritionists, and health gurus all push the same message: less meat equals better health. But here's the controversial truth. If you're over 60, avoiding meat completely might be speeding up muscle loss and contributing to that constant feeling of fatigue. Lean meats are packed with high-quality, complete proteins that plant-based foods often lack. They contain essential amino acids, the building blocks your body needs to repair and grow muscle. But that's not all. Lean meats are also rich in iron, zinc, and vitamin B12, 3 nutrients that are crucial as you age. Iron helps deliver oxygen to your muscles, preventing that tired, drained feeling. Zinc boosts your immune system, and B12 keeps your mind sharp, reducing the risk of cognitive decline. Let me introduce you to Robert, a 70-year-old who prided himself on his heart-healthy, mostly vegetarian diet. But despite his efforts, he found himself feeling weaker, dizzy, and mentally foggy. After some tests, we discovered he was deficient in B12 and iron, 2 nutrients he wasn't getting enough of without meat. Once Robert added lean beef and chicken back into his diet, his strength returned, his energy soared, and he felt like himself again. So, if you've been avoiding meat out of fear, it's time to rethink that strategy. The key isn't cutting it out, it's choosing the right cuts. Skinless chicken breast, lean beef like sirloin, and pork tenderloin are nutrient powerhouses that can help you rebuild your strength and protect your independence. Don't let outdated advice rob you of the vitality you deserve. Now, let's dive into something you might have in your pantry but probably aren't using enough: legumes. I'm talking about beans, lentils, chickpeas, and peas. You might think of them as just filler food or something you add to soups, but here's the plot twist. Legumes are one of the most powerful muscle-building foods, especially if you're over 60. Here's the kicker. Many people, especially as they get older, start to avoid carbs altogether, thinking it'll help them lose weight or stay healthier. And since legumes are often lumped in with carbs, they get unfairly pushed aside. But that's a huge mistake. Legumes aren't just carbs, they're packed with protein, fiber, iron, and essential nutrients that directly support muscle growth and overall health. The protein in legumes is plant-based but incredibly powerful, especially when combined with other proteins in your diet. They help repair muscles, support tissue growth, and keep you energized. The iron in legumes ensures your muscles get enough oxygen to function properly, preventing that sluggish, drained feeling. And let's not forget the fiber. It keeps your digestive system running smoothly and helps regulate blood sugar levels, which is key to maintaining energy and avoiding crashes. Let me tell you about Maria, a 67-year-old who had been battling constant fatigue and muscle soreness. She thought she needed more meat in her diet, but the real solution was adding lentils and black beans to her meals. Within weeks, her energy rebounded and she felt stronger than she had in years. It wasn't magic, it was just giving her body the nutrients it needed. So, if you've been avoiding legumes because you thought they'd make you gain weight or because they seem boring, it's time to rethink. Add them to salads, soups, or even make a hearty lentil stew. Your muscles and your energy levels will thank you. Now let's talk about something that stirred up a lot of debate over the years: dairy. Milk, yogurt, and cheese have been staples in many diets for generations, but lately they've gotten a bad reputation. You've probably heard things like dairy causes inflammation or adults shouldn't drink milk. But here's the plot twist. For people over 60, avoiding dairy could actually be making you weaker, not healthier. Dairy is a nutritional powerhouse that provides two essential things your body desperately needs as you age: calcium and high-quality protein. Calcium is critical for keeping your bones strong and preventing conditions like osteoporosis, which can lead to fractures and loss of mobility. But here's something most people don't realize. Without enough protein, your body can't effectively use calcium to maintain bone density. That's where dairy steps in, giving you both in one convenient package. But the benefits don't stop there. Dairy products like milk and yogurt are rich in vitamin D and phosphorus, both of which are essential for muscle function and bone health. And contrary to popular belief, unless you have a specific intolerance, dairy doesn't cause widespread inflammation. In fact, it can actually reduce it in some people. Let me introduce you to Susan, a 66-year-old who had cut out dairy completely, thinking it would help with joint pain. But over time, she noticed her muscles weakening and her energy dipping. After adding back a glass of milk and some Greek yogurt into her daily routine, not only did her strength improve, but her joint pain actually decreased. Turns out, she was missing the nutrients her body needed to function at its best. And if you're worried about fat content, don't be. Whole milk can actually help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D. But if you prefer, low-fat or skim options still provide all the protein and calcium benefits without the extra fat. So, before you ditch dairy because of the latest health trend, think twice. It might just be the missing piece in your journey to stronger muscles and healthier bones. Switching gears, let's focus on something that doesn't get nearly enough credit when it comes to muscle health: leafy green vegetables, especially spinach, kale, and collard greens. Now, most people think of greens as rabbit food or just something you toss in a salad to feel healthy. But here's the surprise: these humble veggies are absolute powerhouses when it comes to keeping your muscles strong and your body energized. You might be wondering, how can a bunch of leaves help my muscles? Well, leafy greens are packed with nitrates, natural compounds that help improve blood flow and oxygen delivery to your muscles. Better circulation means your muscles can perform more efficiently, recover faster, and grow stronger. It's like giving your muscles a little extra fuel every time you eat them. But that's not all. Leafy greens are rich in magnesium, which plays a key role in muscle function and preventing cramps, and vitamin K, essential for bone health and preventing fractures. Plus, they're loaded with antioxidants that reduce inflammation, which, as we've discussed, is a major culprit in muscle breakdown. Let me tell you about Frank, a 70-year-old who used to think salads were just diet food. He focused on protein and ignored veggies entirely. But despite his efforts, he felt stiff, tired, and struggled to recover after exercise. After adding a simple spinach smoothie to his morning routine, Frank noticed a huge difference. His muscles felt less fatigued, and he even started walking longer distances without discomfort. Here's the plot twist: you don't need to eat a mountain of greens to see results. Just a handful of spinach in your smoothie or a side of steamed kale with dinner can give your muscles the boost they need. And since they're low in calories, you can enjoy as much as you want without worrying about weight gain. So, don't underestimate the power of greens. They're not just for weight loss, they're your secret weapon for staying strong, mobile, and independent as you age. Now, let's crack open the truth about nuts and seeds: almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds. You might think of them as just a snack, maybe something to sprinkle on your oatmeal or toss into a salad. But here's the plot twist: these tiny foods pack a huge punch when it comes to muscle strength and overall health, especially as you get older. For years, nuts were labeled as fattening because they're high in calories and fat. But here's the thing: it's the right kind of fat, the kind your body needs to fight inflammation, support muscle recovery, and keep your heart healthy. Omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts and flax seeds, and monounsaturated fats in almonds, help reduce inflammation that can silently eat away at your muscle mass. But it's not just about fat. Nuts and seeds are loaded with protein, fiber, and vitamin E, an antioxidant that helps repair muscle tissue and protect your cells from damage. Plus, magnesium found in almonds and cashews plays a vital role in muscle contraction and relaxation, keeping cramps and stiffness at bay. Let me tell you about Diane, a 68-year-old who avoided nuts for years because she thought they were bad for her waistline. But despite her careful diet, she struggled with constant fatigue and muscle soreness. After adding just a handful of walnuts and almonds to her daily routine, she felt a noticeable difference in her energy levels and strength. And guess what? She didn't gain weight. In fact, the fiber in the nuts helped her feel fuller, reducing her cravings for less healthy snacks. And here's a controversial twist. If you've been avoiding fats to keep your cholesterol in check, you might be doing more harm than good. Studies show that the fats in nuts can actually lower bad cholesterol and improve heart health, while also giving your muscles the nutrients they need to stay strong. So don't be fooled by their small size. A handful of nuts or seeds a day isn't just a snack. It's an investment in your strength, energy, and long-term health. Let's shift gears to a food that's been around for thousands of years but only recently gained popularity: quinoa. You might have seen it in health food stores or on trendy menus and thought, isn't that just another fancy grain? But here's the plot twist. Quinoa isn't a grain at all. It's a seed, and it's one of the few plant-based foods that contain complete protein, meaning it has all the essential amino acids your body needs to build and repair muscle. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, I get enough protein from meat, why do I need quinoa? Well, as we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing protein. So adding diverse sources of protein to your diet helps ensure your muscles are getting everything they need. Quinoa not only provides protein, but it's also rich in magnesium, iron, and zinc, nutrients that are crucial for muscle function, energy production, and immune health. But here's where it gets controversial. Many people avoid quinoa and other carbs because of the belief that carbs lead to weight gain. But quinoa isn't like white rice or pasta. It's packed with fiber, which helps regulate your blood sugar levels, keeping your energy steady and preventing those crashes that make you feel tired and weak. Plus, that fiber keeps you feeling full, so you're less likely to overeat. Take Mark, for example. At 65, he thought cutting carbs was the key to staying fit. But despite eating lots of meat and veggies, he constantly felt drained and struggled to build muscle. When he added quinoa to his diet, just a few times a week, his energy shot up and his workouts became more effective. He even noticed better recovery after physical activity. So, if you've been avoiding quinoa because it's just another carb, it's time to rethink that. This ancient seed is a nutritional powerhouse that can help you stay strong, energized, and healthy without the guilt. Whether you add it to salads, use it as a side dish, or even toss it into a hearty soup, quinoa is the secret ingredient your muscles have been craving. Finally, let's wrap up with a food that's become trendy but is often misunderstood: avocados. Some people love them while others avoid them because they think they're too high in fat. But here's the plot twist. Avocados are packed with the kind of healthy fats that your muscles need to stay strong and your body needs to function at its best. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, which help reduce inflammation, a key factor in muscle loss as you age. They're also loaded with potassium, an essential mineral that helps your muscles contract properly and prevents cramps. In fact, avocados have more potassium than bananas, making them a top choice for anyone looking to maintain muscle health. But that's not all. Avocados are also high in antioxidants like vitamin E, which protect your muscle cells from damage and support recovery after physical activity. Plus, they're a great source of fiber, which helps regulate your blood sugar levels, keeping your energy stable throughout the day. Let me share Tom's story. At 69, Tom was struggling with muscle cramps and low energy. He thought he was eating healthy, lots of lean proteins and vegetables, but he was missing healthy fats. When he started adding half an avocado to his breakfast a few times a week, he noticed his energy levels improving, his muscle cramps disappearing, and even his skin looking healthier. Here's the controversial part. While some people fear fats will make them gain weight, the fats in avocados can actually help with weight management by keeping you full longer and reducing cravings. So if you've been avoiding avocados because of their fat content, it's time to give them a second chance. Whether you spread it on toast, toss it into a salad, or blend it into a smoothie, avocados are a delicious, nutrient-dense superfood that can help you stay strong, energized, and feeling your best. Now that we've covered the 9 essential foods to help you regain strength, it's time to talk about something even more important: the hidden dangers of muscle loss that go far beyond just feeling a little weaker. Most people think losing muscle is just a normal part of aging. You get older, you slow down, that's just how it is, right? Wrong. Here's the plot twist. Muscle loss isn't just about feeling tired or struggling to lift heavy things. It's actually a warning sign of deeper health issues that could seriously affect your quality of life. For example, did you know that muscle weakness is directly linked to osteoporosis? When you lose muscle, your bones lose support, increasing your risk of fractures. A simple fall could lead to a broken hip, and for many older adults, that can mean a long recovery, or worse, a permanent loss of independence. But that's not all. Weak muscles can affect your balance, making falls more likely in the first place. And here's something most people don't realize: muscle isn't just for strength. It plays a huge role in regulating your blood sugar. Less muscle means your body struggles to control glucose, increasing your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Weak muscles can even weaken your immune system, making it harder for your body to fight off infections and recover from illness. Let me introduce Barbara, a 71-year-old who thought her constant fatigue and frequent colds were just part of getting older. But after working on her muscle strength with the foods we've talked about today, and adding in some light exercise, she noticed more than just increased energy. Her blood sugar stabilized, her immune system improved, and she felt healthier overall. So, muscle weakness isn't just about physical strength, it's a critical health indicator. The good news? You have the power to turn things around. By eating the right foods and staying active, you can protect yourself from these risks and live a stronger, healthier life. We've covered a lot today: the 9 essential foods that can help you regain muscle strength, the surprising plot twists about foods you might have been avoiding, and the hidden dangers of muscle loss that go far beyond just feeling weak. But here's the most important takeaway: you're not powerless. Aging is inevitable, yes, but losing your strength, your independence, and your energy doesn't have to be. By making small, smart changes, like adding more eggs, omega-3 rich fish, lean meats, legumes, and even misunderstood foods like avocados, you can start to reverse muscle loss and reclaim the vitality you thought was gone. And remember, it's not just about food. Pairing these nutrient-rich foods with regular physical activity, even something as simple as daily walks or light strength exercises, can make a huge difference. It's about creating habits that support your body from the inside out. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing from this video that surprised you? Maybe it was learning that eggs aren't the enemy, or that avoiding fats like those in avocados could actually hurt your health. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. It not only helps me understand what's useful to you, but also builds a community where we can support each other on this journey. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more tips on staying strong and healthy as you age. Your support helps me keep bringing valuable content to this channel, and I truly appreciate having you here. Thank you for watching, and remember, you have the power to stay strong, healthy, and independent. Take care, my friend.